I can see my face because my face is coming on your screen. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yes. Perfect.
So
Can you
let's
can you
go.
minimize my video which is coming on the screen?
Sorry?
Or can you minimize my video which is coming on your screen?
Yes, for sure.
You have to just drag it down. I think. Yeah.
Just like that?
Right. Perfect.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm not having that much experience with the Skype, but yeah, good. Thank you for mentioning that. Cool. So let's jump into it. Two and lift systems. So we have communication, PSTN, GSM, UMTS, of course, IP as well, something we specialized in and for many years. It's, as I mentioned, in compliance with the 8128 norm, which is a main norm worldwide, actually applied for elevator emergency communication devices. And also we are compatible with multiple lifts and multiple call centers. So let's take a closer look on that. Something about 2N, but I'm sure you know us pretty well, right? If I'm correct, Ashadir.
Yeah. Yeah. We know you very well.
Beautiful. So we can skip those informations about 2N and jump directly to Lift Systems portfolio. So here you can see basically everything that we are providing, or the main solutions. So what we are focusing on in 2N in our elevator division is emergency communication for lifts, which includes the communication devices, gateways, and of course induction loop and other accessories, as well as what we are providing is basically connectivity for the lifts, because lift it's in, let's say, some different environment in a building. It's in the shaft. There could be some problems with the cabling, or some challenges, so to say, with the cabling, and also some challenges with the signal and data connectivity and other stuff. So that's what we are doing, and that's all those solutions are actually helping with. So maybe start with the lift one, actually, right, which is right now right here. This is our normal standard analog communication device. Yeah, so this device, it's actually according to all norms. It's inside the lift cabin, and if you have PSTN line, what you just need to do is to connect via PSTN line. The great benefit of it is that you don't have to put any additional power source to it. It's powered directly from the line. So yeah, very actually easy to install and very easy to program via SMSs or via DTMF, which mean basically that you make a call to the elevator communicator and you will program it as you need. Also USB configuration from computer. That's everything possible. And
How what
mhm.
about SMS? How are you saying SMS?
SMS, actually, there is a number which PBX will give the lift one, and basically you will send sorry, you will send an SMS to directly to that number, to that device. So actually it's set of parameters, very easy, and it's using DTMF technology. Which means that basically DTMF, I'm not sure if you're familiar with.
No, I
Yeah.
understand DTMF. I know, yeah,
Mhm.
what you are talking here. I also know that we can connect directly to the extension or to the trunk line. I understand all this. I was just clarifying on SMS, nothing else.
Okay, good, great, thank you. So that's definitely all the possibilities. Actually, SMSs are most used ones. Yeah, but depends on the market. Actually, hard to say.
Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. No problem.
Let's move. There is a Easygate Pro actually. So this is the gateway that we are using. We have 2G and 3G gateways. Obviously, also depends on the needs. It's actually for any other emergency communicator, including ours. Maybe just to let you know that a lot of manufacturers, they have gateways only working with their own hardware. Our gateway could be used for any other communicator which is already in the lift. Yeah, so a lot of companies, for example, using only the gateway, even they have their own because they have their own communication device instead of lift one. So this is normal gateway working with a SIM card. There is a battery backup, so whole system. Also, the communicator itself is actually there is a battery backup. So if there will be power outage, the emergency communication still will be working.
So your Easygate Pro also works on the battery?
There is a battery included in that Easygate gateway. Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't require power supply for running the Easygate.
Exactly. Because norm actually, for example, in Europe or in United States, it is stating that you have to have a power backup device. So this is how we do it. Actually, this is
So
how we
actually,
provide that backup.
where do you install this Easygate Pro? In the
Mhm.
lift itself? In the lifts?
Great
In the,
question. Actually, this Easygate Pro, it's the best if you can install it in the machine room. That means on top of the shaft or somewhere on top of the shaft. Because if you install it here on the, if you can see my mouse, if you will install it here on top of the cabin, actually that's possible. We have some of those installations or our customers, but as elevator is going up and down, if elevator is down in the shaft and it's like very deep shaft, then there could be problem with the signal actually. So what do you want, or the best place to have your Easygate? It's definitely in machine room or somewhere on the top of the shaft.
okay.
Also, it provides lift monitoring and so some basic informations about malfunctioning or anything from the lift controller. Of course, depends which controller is there, but definitely there is that possibility to send an SMS, for example, if lift is not working. Also, if emergency communication device has any problems, or if, for example, that Easygate is running on batteries, the Easygate will send an SMS and stating, "Hello, I am working on batteries. Please, someone go check me." Yeah, because I have only a few hours of working behind in front of me.
Okay.
So that's the. So that's basically single shaft solution, lift pump together with Easygate Pro, or it could be only on PSTN. Let's jump to another one. We have more like complex solution. It's for up to 8 shafts. It's called Lift 8, obviously. There is a main unit actually, which has the communication interface that you need. So it's and then you can split actually up to 8 shafts with more units also inside the shaft. So maybe just let me explain very quickly the what is unique about this solution, that it's not only for 8 shafts, that means for 8 elevators which are near to each other, but also there is a great modularity in this solution. So that central unit that we have here on the top again also carries the communication interface what depends on your needs. So there could be communication interface for PSTN, GSM, also 3G, UMTS, and also there could be IP card for IP interface. So if there is an IP in the building, definitely, or for need for IP communication, definitely, those are all the possibilities that this solution has. For example, this Lift 8 solution, this one is used by Mitsubishi Columbia.
So now this lift 8 central unit, how is it connected to the 8 shafts?
There is a standard 2-wire going down, which is standard cabling that it's already in every shaft actually, and then you have a communicator which is Lift 8 communication device, and that basically is connected again through the rope which is inside the shaft with the Lift 8 central unit. This unit should be again in machine room or somewhere on the top in the shaft. If that answers your question.
And what is this lift splitter then?
Thank you.
What is this lift splitter?
The lift splitter actually is for another shaft. So let's say that you have a next elevator next to the first one. You have second elevator. You can just from the central unit where you have, let's say, you have GSM module inside. So you have only one SIM card. But you have only one SIM card, but you have 8 different communicators with 8 different numbers in each shaft. So splitter basically is splitting the communication connectivity to another shafts, or to more shafts.
We have to install this lift splitter in every shaft.
Yes, exactly. In every shaft, for every another shaft, there is a splitter. But actually, from our point of view, where is a added value is that you don't have to have, for example, if you have 8 elevators next to each other, and you have this normal gateway, you have to put there 8 gateways with 8 SIM cards. Here, you will only have one central unit with one SIM card, and because of those splitters, you can split the communication for another shafts actually, which saves you the cost for the SIM cards, for example.
I don't know. Nowadays, SIMs are much cheaper than buying all splitters.
Actually, splitter is not that expensive, I would say, as gateway is. So,
Okay.
and
Just a
also,
second. Just a second. Just a second.
yeah, sure.
Hello. Hello. Okay. Sorry. I have just put it on the aeroplane mode. Now, what is this to and lift fireman? And I can also see uh,
Mhm.
this yellow picture where you are showing me a center unit, and then there
Mhm.
are two devices in aeroplane mode, and call is still happening. Hello. Yes. यस स्नेह जी, मैं आपको आधे घंटे में फोन करता हूँ, मैं कहीं कॉल पे हूँ। मैंने आपको मेल कर दिया ना, मेल तो कर दिया आपको। तो हाँ, मैंने लिखा ना राइट साइड पे उसमें। आप मुझे एक घंटा दे दीजिए, मैं आपको फोन करता हूँ। मेरे ये एक वेबिनार चल रहा है यूएस में। ओके सॉरी। हाँ
No problem at all. So
ये
here we go. Maybe this one will be a little bit more describing. So I will definitely give you an answer about the fireman unit and stuff. Maybe just let me highlight again. So here we have a machine room. There is a lift 8 central unit. All those units are optional, right? So you don't have to have them there. But according to norms, for example, in Europe, you have to have communication device also in the machine room for the technical guy or for the technician. Then you have communicator here inside the cabin. You can also have communicators on top and below the cabin, actually, if that's the requirement. Some of the hotels, for example, and offices, they want it. And also you can put more communication devices in the shaft, also on the unit. There could be unit on top of the shaft, sorry, on the bottom of the shaft for the technician, and also there could be fireman unit as well.
ओके,
Fireman unit.
जस्ट अ
Uh,
सेकंड, जस्ट अ
mhm, sure.
सेकंड। The this picture where there is a communicator and a person picture is there. This is the machine, the elevator. Okay.
Sorry,
This
this
is
is the machine. Sorry.
okay. Can you see my mouse moving or no?
I cannot, unfortunately.
Okay.
I cannot. But maybe you can tell me. Just tell me which unit
I'm
or.
saying this picture where you
Mhm,
have the communicator,
mhm,
this communicator, and there is a person standing next to the communicator. This
mhm.
is this is the picture of inside the lift. Inside the lift.
Exactly. This is the
Inside the
shaft,
elevator.
and this
Huh?
is the lift. Yeah.
So this you call machine room. This is
Uh,
machine.
Great question. Great question. This is connected with the central unit, which is most of the time in the machine room. But if you make a call from the elevator, the whole call will be forwarded to the. It could be lift 8 server, lift gate control panel, but
No,
this is not
that's
for
fine.
our purposes.
My question to you is the machine room and lift same thing?
No, actually, no. Lift itself, lift cabin, it's actually where the people are like
Standing.
inside the lift,
Yeah.
where you can take a ride. The
And
machine room, there is actually a whole machine of the elevator. There is an elevator controller which controls everything in elevator actually.
is it on the top of the lift or it is somewhere else?
That's good question. Depends on the elevator, but most of the time, let's say 90-80% on top of the lift.
But
But
then if it is on the top of the lift,
Mhm.
taking the wires from the center unit to the other lifts will be a tough call.
Actually, that's really depends. Really depends. Depends on the building. Actually, how are the shafts structured? Also depends on also depends on the length of the cable, because you have like 200 meters to another elevator, which is more than enough, I think, or for
Okay,
most
fine, no
installations.
problem. No, no problem. That we will discuss. Okay, you
Yeah.
please continue. You please continue. Good.
So that's definitely not that big issue. Really, if we have installations or my clients have installations where more elevators or maybe more entrances with more elevators. So let's say you have some MDU and there are like more entrances next to each other, everyone which with elevator, we will put this central unit to the middle of the house, and you will split another elevators via that splitter, and still you are using only one SIM card. So that's the main benefit of it.
So till now, induction loop has not come into the picture. We are just understanding the lift one and the
Exactly.
center unit.
And
Induction
the
loop
lift
has,
gate.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
let's
Exactly.
go ahead.
So let's continue. Fireman unit also, it's for the if you have that need, actually there are not many solutions like that. Definitely this fireman unit, what will do, it's prioritize the connect it prioritizes the speaking for the fire department. So if firemen are going to go to building, they can actually turn the elevator off and they can prioritize the communication with the cabin. So basically, if there is a fire and there are people who are entrapped in the elevator, the fireman fire unit can speak with them. They can make them calm, and meantime they can save them.
Hmm. Right.
Usually, it's in the lobby room or in lowest etage actually.
Can you send the peon office boy in my room, please?
Sorry.
Hmm. No, no, I was talking to my assistant.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah.
So
Good.
mainly, I would say Lift 8, as I was stating, it's used by Mitsubishi Columbia, and
Hmm.
it's used, but they are also using it for only one elevator installations because of some other features, which I'm not that much aware because Columbia is not my market.
Okay,
But
no
I
problem.
know they are using this solution.
Which,
Definitely, I
which,
can find out more about it,
which
how they are
market,
using that.
which market you are addressing? Which market do you take care of, you, Jiri?
My market's actually Eastern Europe and part of the Asia.
Oh, you should come to India sometime then.
I would
Yeah.
love to, actually. I would love to. Believe me that. Unfortunately, we have this COVID situation, but I will be more than happy if I can come.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's move.
So then, actually, we have accessories. So induction loop, floor annunciators, two-wire management software, camera module. I will get back to it, but maybe very shortly. Induction loop, we will get deeper to that one. Floor annunciator, that could be also interesting if you have induction loop in the elevator. Floor annunciator, basically announcing the floors. Our system, which is able to announce you floors if it's connected to elevator, if it's connected to elevator controller, it could be any elevator on the world. It's gonna be working.
Okay.
Yeah. And I will get to other things. So then we have actually also IP solutions. As I mentioned, I do not know how deeply go to that one. Maybe right now, just to tell you very briefly, and then that definitely you can have further questions today or any other day. So, what also we are a first company, definitely that could be interesting for the Mitsubishi because it was interesting, for example, for Kone. We are the first manufacturer on the world who has a 4G elevator gateway, and 4G not working only on VoLTE but also working on VoIP actually. And there are a few benefits to VoIP, to have VoIP elevator gateway. One is because, as I mentioned, a lot of not only ours but a lot of communication devices are using DTMF to be programmed, and also they are using DTMF to tell the call center which elevator they are. So basically, elevator will send DTMF to the call center, and DTMF will be something. Yeah, this is that lift from that city, from that location. Yeah, so kind of important informations for the call centers to be able to localize the elevator.
Fine.
Yeah. So that's also because of the VoIP, we are able to do not have like DTMF distortions as other technologies have. So thanks to VoIP, we are still able to use DTMF and our customers, obviously, which is the most important for them. We have new gateway basically, which is able to connect on 2G, 3G, 4G, as I mentioned. What could be? I will skip that one. It's also there is ability to monitoring also via cloud and also configure via cloud. I will skip those informations and maybe tell you the what we think is beauty about this solution. Basically, if you have any communicator in any lift, it could be any analog communicator similar to lift one, yeah, but it could be really any other. It could be from Kone, from any other manufacturer. Our gateway will be able to connect to it and make the call in the GSM, UMTS, and also the VoIP call. So maybe for some bigger companies, as for example Mitsubishi, if they have VoIP call centers, this could be interesting for them, maybe.
Yeah.
Because then the pure beauty, you know what is, if you, for example, have VoIP call center, you need to have like VoIP phone inside the lift. We as a manufacturer, we would be happy to install to every lift IP communicator, but we know this is not possible. Yeah, for our customers. So we managed to bring the gateway that you don't have to change communication device. You can have old analog communicator here, but the gateway will do the work basically and will forward call to the VoIP. So
Very.
that's the. And for example, let me know that this Easygate IP was chosen by Kone. We are already selling that to Kone, and Kone will have this gateway in every elevator on the planet, basically. So this is like future-proofed solution.
Why have you given the output relays on the gateway? Output relays on the gateway.
Output relay could be for communicating with the controller, actually. If you need some very easy message to be sent, for example.
Okay. I can activate the output relay and also blast the hooter as well if I require.
Sorry, I missed that.
I can use the output relay to give a voltage to any third-party device.
Exactly. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. I didn't tell you, but that's true actually.
Yeah.
And that's the purpose of it. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's move.
So this one is under development still. Basically, it will be the same gateway doing same things, but there will be possibility to connect up to 4 Ethernet devices. There will be CAN bus also, which is very often used in elevators, in elevator internal structure, so to say. So and there will be I/O ports as well. Yeah. So this one will be a little bit enhanced. Why Ethernet and why CAN bus? Actually, why we are adding those. For example, you have some monitoring device, or you have some other device that you would like to connect actually to the gateway to send some information, or you have controller. Lift controller, which is where is Ethernet connectivity. If you want some informations from the lift, then you will connect the lift with this gateway via Ethernet or via CAN bus, and we can send those informations to some other server actually, and you are able to see status of the elevator and any other things actually.
Yeah.
So that's why. And then we have last one actually, lift gate solution. little bit also similar to Lift 8, but also if there is a need to have IP dialer, if there is a need to have IP camera, if there is a need to have a card reader or some IoT, definitely we think this is the future-proof solution as well, because actually it brings you the all connectivity for the 21st century to elevator. Yeah. So if you have some really high-end installation with cameras, with IP dialers, with card readers, this could be a definitely interesting solution. Why? Because often there is no. This is shaft. Yeah. This is the rope actually leading from machine room to the elevator. Yeah. The elevator is hanging on this rope basically, for you to imagine. And in that ropes, actually, they are standard two copper wires all the time. But a lot of the time, or most of the time, there is no Ethernet cabling. So that's why we came up with this solution that where basically you have a, again, gateway, which is able to call, which is able to have two SIM cards, and you can connect controller to it, and you can connect company's LAN to it, and other things. There is also one port as well. But the whole beauty about this solution is it will give you actually IP connectivity for elevator, but you don't have to have Ethernet cable in the traveling cable, in the rope. So you can have old cabling. So without changing the cabling, you have IP connectivity for the lift. Very easy say.
Okay. It is like your two wire module.
Again, I have to clap you. Actually, this is, yeah, this is the same principle, exactly. Only, or not only, but there are like more, of course, there are more possibilities because with this switch you have 4 Ethernet cables, 2 of them are PoE, and you have also free Ethernet ports here in the machine room, and one port as well, and with possibility of 2 SIM cards and battery. There is a battery backup. So everything which is actually camera and other stuff which is connected to the cabin switch, everything is battery backup from this device actually, from this big lift gate. So exactly, but in fact, this technology I was describing, or this principle, those are just 2 wires exactly.
Hmm. Okay. Good.
And this is our, very quickly, this is our lift IP communicator. So you have to have UTP cable to the cabin to connect it. Or there is a possibility to have camera integration. So if you have camera inside the lift, we can put together also the video and the audio for some control room or some call center. So definitely there is that possibility as well. And it was first Steve Seed certified IP auto dialer on the
So
world as well.
if I have a third party IP camera uh,
Mm-hmm.
inside the lift,
Mm-hmm.
so will that video and the audio from this can be converged?
Yes. We have actually our software for it that definitely is able to transmit, to put together the audio from the lift IP and the video from the camera. Uh, we are working with many cameras actually. We also done few enhancements last time because few projects. So I'm definitely I cannot tell you it's gonna work with every camera, but definitely if you have any projects, we can test, or we can give you a list of the cameras who are working with the lift IP. And a lot of the cameras are actually, but not all of them, to be honest.
Okay. Good.
But we have experiences with the very cheap ones, and they are working. And also, of course, Axis cameras, for example, those are working as well, of course.
Sure.
So, and this is our cloud. I don't think that's necessary to go through right now, but those, for example, that Liftgate or Easygate IP, that we are able to set them up via our cloud, and of course, you are able to monitor them via cloud. So, for you just to know, right now, if you don't have any questions, let me then continue with induction loops, actually.
Yes.
Although to be honest, I'm not sure if there is that much to be said, but I will give my best to give you all the answers. If not, definitely I will ask some of my colleagues who know maybe more about it. But we have like several induction loops. So we have one induction loop for lifts, little bit different one. Then you ask me about induction loop for the IP verso. So there is the possibility, and of course induction loop to other of our intercoms. Do you have experience with those two induction loops from the intercoms?
No.
No. Okay. So let's go through all of them. So basically, induction loops, I'm sure you know, but in what induction loops does actually, it's creating electromagnetic field, which makes actually for the people with hearing device, with hearing impairment, with those device, it makes sound which is coming to that device much much better, and they can basically hear much better if they are in that electromagnetic field. Yeah. So it enhances the whole communication experience, so to say. So we have, as I mentioned, three options. I'm not the intercom guy, to be honest with you. I'm focusing on lifts, so I do not know that much about induction loops for Verso, but I know that it's actually part of the table or part of the whole unit. Yeah. So there
I
is
know.
a. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So basically, there is a. Uh, Yeah, in all of our technical or in all of our induction loops, actually, there is a uh, let me just.
I read the document which you mailed me saying that you have to
Mhm,
create the induction loop, multiple induction loops on the ceiling of the machine room to create the magnetic field.
mhm.
You know, can you see that email which you sent me, and there were some three attachments?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Or you know what? Maybe we have it here as well, but let's take a look. Yep,
Yeah, the open this one. Yeah, the amplifier one.
the amplifier one. Yeah.
This is the same which you are showing me now. Now it says, you know,
I
that
know which one. I just don't know why it's not opening yet. Okay, this one you mean?
yeah, this one.
Mm-hmm,
Now,
mm-hmm.
if you will read this document, it says that you have to create two loops and put the wire on the top of the machine room. So I
Exactly.
got confused.
Yeah, so how this is properly installed, and let me say this is not very often the case. A lot of the times our customers are installing it wrongly actually. So uh, as I saw in a metro station in Prague actually a few weeks ago. So basically you can, and let me jump to this one. You
Yeah.
can, there are like two inputs, yeah. So how this one is working, you will put this actually, this box, this device, or this box actually, you will put the most of the time is best to put it on the top of the car. And also there is an external antenna which is 4 meters long, and this external antenna should be wired actually on the top of the cabin, or it could be under the roof of the cabin actually. And you should wire it in the circles, those 4 meters actually, to create that magnetic field. Also, what you can do with that second input is to connect, for example, some floor annunciator from the lift or our floor annunciator. So also, if elevator will be speaking to the users in which floor it is actually, also again it will be enhanced by that electromagnetic field.
So this emergency communicator uh, can be a third party, and it can be my lift one system, and it is getting connected to this amplifier on a single pair two wire cable.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. only two-wire cable, and it could be any emergency communicator.
Now
Exactly.
consider a situation that I am installing an IP verso with with module of induction loop.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I have to put that antenna, external antenna on the roof.
Okay. Actually, if you are if you are using Verso inside the lift, am I correct?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. If there is
and
a Verso,
I'm I'm taking the LAN cable on on the wire, Ethernet cable on the wire,
mm-hmm.
because Verso is an I'm taking an IP Verso. Now in this case, you have induction loop connected to the emergency communicator. In that case, the induction loop is inside the Verso. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the to creating the magnetic field of 4 meter, that has to be the same, providing an antenna on the top. And if it is yes, how are those antennas in case of amplifier or in case of Verso? Do we have to connect them also? The
Yeah,
antenna.
actually, I wouldn't. Really depends. I do not know the installation, but I wouldn't recommend actually to put Verso in the elevator, in the first place, because it's not for elevators. But on the other hand, if you really want to do it, actually, then as you mentioned, yes, there is an induction loop as a part of it, and actually antenna is already integrated here. So the small one for the elevator purposes, I'm really as I'm not intercom involved in intercoms. They are out of my scope. I really don't know if you can adjust our uh, induction loop to I mean for elevators, induction loop for elevators. I'm not sure if you can adjust it to IP Verso. I can
I
ask my colleagues, but
understand. So
I do not know.
what you want to communicate to me is that the antenna is inside the Verso, and you are not sure that it will be able to cover the full area of the lift. Okay.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
Now,
That's why we have. Sorry.
in case of an amplifier, you go back, show me the original brochure. In case of an amplifier,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
the one antennas, 4 meter antennas which are on the ceiling,
Yes,
how are
yes, yes.
they have to be connected to the induction loop?
Yes, actually, yeah, 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 yeah. The antenna is connected, yeah, for the external antenna actually. So there is a slot for it. Exactly. But most of the time, the induction loop, like box, this box will be where is this box? The blue one will be next to the antenna actually, so it's not very far from it. You really want to install it next to it
I
and
think
connect with
I
the
think
communicator.
I think this is the right product for induction loop. And you have that IP also, na? How will an IP get connected to the induction loop? If you have an IP lift one, you have an IP device also. Now this is analog. This emergency communicator is analog in this picture.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have an IP, you have lift one IP also, na? If I'm not wrong.
That's true. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I think that's actually, yeah, that's the correct IP device which should go to the elevator because according to norms and according to all safety things, actually, that's the that's the that's the communicator solely for emergency communication from lifts. Uh,
But
able to.
how
Mhm.
will it connect to the induction loop?
Yes, that's very good question. Actually, I'm 99% sure that we have some small extender to it, which you adjust to that lift IP. Yeah, there is a small room for the extender that you will adjust, and through that extender, you should be definitely able to install induction loop as well. To be
No, but
honest,
induction loop will take only single pair analog wire in.
exactly, exactly.
So you want to say the IP, the two and lift IP, will also give analog output to get connected to the induction loop?
I have to double check that. I have to double check that, but I think there should be possibility to connect it also.
Can you go to your website and
You don't
click
think
that?
so, right? Uh-huh.
Can you go to your website?
Yes, please.
Go to the elevator systems in products. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, click this. This 2N lift one.
Yes.
This is only analog, or this also comes in IP in the box form?
No, this is only the analog device. This is the only analog device.
I think this is a bet. Then how will you clarify 2N lift IP if I need to connect 2N lift IP with the induction loop? How to do that? That is also an important question.
Yeah, that's something I have to go back to you actually. I'm really not sure right now. But
Mm.
I can have that information very quickly before your meeting, definitely.
Hmm. As well as share me the pricing. Tell tell Pavel to share me the pricing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Of the lift one unit, also the lift IP.
Yeah, you have to tell him to send us the, if you have the pricing of elevator system, please do it fast. Because tomorrow morning,
Mm-hmm.
now as per the discussion, what I feel is the best way is to give them to and lift one along with the induction amplifier.
I think so too, and but of course I do not know the situation, but yeah, definitely, because I'm not sure if there is that much need for IP. Of course, if there is, lift IP could also serve well. Also, you can definitely use in India where no norms actually, as in Europe, or not that harsh norms actually. You can definitely use also the verso for that communication,
Okay.
but yeah.
Tell me one thing. If
Mhm.
Mitsubishi says that they already have the elevators and they have
Uh-huh.
the emergency communicator,
Uh-huh.
okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So which wire we have to plug out from the emergency communicator and put it in the induction amplifier? The speaker output of that.
Exactly.
So we have to create a parallel connection.
Yeah, most probably, yeah. But depends actually. I think so, but that's also something I would like to I would or we can definitely discuss with our technical guy. But yeah. That
Because
should be the case. Also
yeah,
depends how you were asking about their own communication device, right?
yeah, because generally all lifts have their own emergency communicator, and
Yeah.
when you are in the lift, you talk on a speaker phone. Okay, you speak on
Mhm.
a speaker phone. You don't have to pick up the cradle. So when you are
Yes.
talking on a speaker phone, and if you want, and if you want that voice to go to the induction loop amplifier, I have to have a physical wire out and connect to the induction loop.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting me what I'm saying?
Uh, to be honest, no. To be honest, no.
See, consider that you are in a old lift. You want to install an induction loop amplifier
Mm-hmm.
in an existing lift where they
Okay.
have their own communicator.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how does a communicator work in the lift system? So if the lift gets stuck, you press the button and you speak to the control station on a
Exactly.
on a
Mm-hmm.
speaker phone. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have to insert my induction loop amplifier in it.
Mm-hmm.
How do I have to connect that audio input to the induction amplifier from that communicator?
Mm-hmm. 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 I will double check that as well. But as far as I know how it's used actually, in installations that I saw and the installations that we are using, it's standard two wires actually.
No, but I think because the audio is coming out of the speaker of that communicator, so we
Mm-hmm.
have to take a parallel from the speaker and give it to the induction amplifier.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't get you. Okay. Thank you for patience. Actually, yeah, it's gonna be from the speaker, definitely. Um, but I will double check. I will double check to be sure.
Okay. Okay. And you have to come back to me on the IP fast. Okay. And you have to please speak to Pavel, wake him up if he's sleeping somewhere. Okay. Because tell him that he has to act fast. He looks to be a slow guy. Okay. And
Okay, and I will tell him to send you what you need, but I will send you the prices for elevator products immediately. Actually, I will
please
do
do
that
that.
on my
Please
own.
do that right now. Don't wait for Pavel. Send me the
Yes.
price list, and also very important. is the customer base for the elevator system. Like you said, we have done it for Mitsubishi, Kone. Please send me the case studies or the reference list.
Okay, I will.
Very, very important right now to show them tomorrow.
Okay. I will put that together for you. Okay.
Please do it, and as well as this presentation which you just showed me. Okay.
Yeah. We have definitely prepared something like that. So yeah, for sure.
And
Yes.
give me in the PowerPoint. Don't give me in PDF so that I can delete the slides which I don't want them to see.
Okay. Sure. It's gonna be in PDF.
Good. Nice to know you and nice to meet you. I love people who have brains, and you are one of the guy who has got decent brains. I love it. Okay. And let's be in touch with each other always. And whenever we are free, we can say hi to each other. And let's see how this business goes ahead for elevator systems as well.
Nice. Please, if you need any help, contact me anytime. I will provide all information that I promised to you today. And also, it was nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure
Yes.
meeting you.
Thank you.
Bye,
See you in
James.
the future. Goodbye.
Bye.